Welcome to Superflixx, the podcast covering superhero, sci-fi, and fantasy movies. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me, as always, my podcast partner, Joe Hartley. What's up, man?
What's going on?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Center Network, and you can listen to our other show, Fist Kicks and Flicks, every Thursday right here on the Martial Arts Center Network. Wait, my bad. We're not on the Martial Arts Center Network tonight. We're on our own network. For more information, you can just check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Center Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. That's right, Joe. I just went ahead and said it. Joe, it's showtime. What's up, man?
You know what? Of course, if they like us here, they're going to hear us everywhere else. So, you know, why not? That's the way I look at it. I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. All right. You were just sounding a little robotic a second ago, but everything is good.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's cleared up.
Okay, good. Yes, I mean, since we last talked, I had a power outage and all kinds of fun stuff. So,
Did your power go out yesterday?
no, thank God.
Okay, good.
No, not yesterday. You know, it was this one storm that came rolling through, and then we weren't even home. We were out, and we came home to no power, and it was only like our one block. It was like 8 houses, and it took them all night to do that. They kept changing the time, so I got up, just went to work, and then my family had to, they went to my mom's, she was up north, so she didn't have to put up with us being loud or anything. But
wait a minute. So this is, you told me that you guys lost power not long ago. Remember when you told me your daughter woke you guys up and was like, "Hey, the power's out," or the internet was out, or something like that? Wasn't that a couple weeks ago?
yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So
But this is not that time. So you lost power again.
yeah, and then
Okay.
when I was at work, the next day the power went out for like 2 hours.
Mm, okay.
And that was something. I guess something happened at the station or something, because that was like 2,000 people, but they got that one right away. So 8 people, it took them. Dang, it took them like 18 hours, and then over 1,000, they said, "Oh, that's 2 hours." So I don't know. I don't get DTE, but
I don't either,
you
man.
know.
I don't understand that whole thing either.
So
Because
let's see.
Melissa
Oh yeah.
Melissa told me that when power went out over in Windsor, it will be out for 15 minutes and it comes right back on. Yeah.
Okay. So
I
we
don't
we
understand
have
why
the
here.
technology. We
Yes.
have the technology. We're just not doing it.
Yeah. So now that she lives here, she doesn't understand. Like when we lose power here, like she was like, why don't you guys have power? Like why don't we have power? Like why does it take us so long for it to come back on? Now, since she's been living here, we've probably been without power. Well, I mean, it's like twice a year we'll lose power in the wintertime at some point in time, and then we'll lose power in the summer for whatever reason. But it's the longest we might have lost power might have been for like a day. You know, uh,
Yeah.
we really haven't had it out longer than that. Now there's some people in some other areas in the Metro Detroit area that they'll go 2, 3, 4 days without power. I don't even know how those people even make it when they have that happen to them. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
she
crazy.
doesn't understand. Like she grew up, lose power for 15 minutes and it's back on. And she was like, "How come we can't have that same thing here?" And I'm like, I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, obviously they got it figured out more than we do. That's crazy.
Mm,
Let's see. So the last time I talked to you, um, my middle child is at band camp right now. So
mm-hmm.
she's away. She's been there. That's in Milford. So she
Okay.
left Monday, and I think well, I won't be home, but my family's going to pick her up on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll see the show, what they've been working on, and then she'll come home and enjoy the rest of her summer. My son, he started up his basketball again. So they got 2 new coaches on the low level, and only 6 kids this time. Before it was 13.
Mm,
So they know he's trying to make a team,
mm-hmm.
and he's ahead of the other kids. So they're working with him one on one, which I really like.
Okay.
And then he did the advanced class yesterday.
Mhm.
He got a crash course in that one because he was doing some stuff that he hasn't even learned yet, learning some defense, how to cut off or someone on the route, how
Mhm.
to they're also trying to teach him how to use both hands, so he can switch it up
To
with the finish.
dribble.
So not just to dribble, but to like when he takes it in the paint, they're
Mhm.
trying to show him like, okay, you're right hand dominant, so you're probably pretty good there. Let's try to get you on the left hand. So if a guy can is on your right side, you can fake and go to the left. So we'll see.
Okay.
So they're really working with him. He's really picking it up, and I mean, by the time it comes time to get ready for school and to try out, I mean, he'll at least know more than he did before. So I like that. He's really excited about it, and we're starting to go to the gym afterwards. So try to bulk him up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, man. You still going in and out as far as robot. I hope that's just on my end. Hopefully, that's not being picked up in the recording. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, that's weird because I'm not hearing it. So that's crazy.
Like right now, like what you just said right there was all robotic sounding. I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Oh,
Hopefully, it don't pick up.
yeah, I'm hoping. That's crazy because I mean, as far as I can see, my stuff's strong. So,
Okay. I
um,
mean, we're recorded individually, so hopefully on the main recording it'll be fine.
hopefully, and then lastly, of course, because uh, this house wouldn't be complete unless we had a zoo. So we got another cat. So now we're up to three.
Three cats or three animals?
Oh no, we got three cats, a dog, and a lizard. So
Oh my goodness.
I told you we got a zoo.
Yeah, man. The kid,
Listen,
is it your wife or the kids or both
both,
groups? Yeah.
both, both. Listen, like our two cats are really good.
Hmm.
So I don't know what's going to happen with this third one because, um, he's a rescue.
Hmm.
He's very playful. It's a kitten,
Hmm.
and the problem is the one cat seems gravitates to my oldest. The other cat gravitates to my middle one.
Hmm.
So Aiden was feeling left out,
Hmm.
which I get. So he's been bugging my wife, bugging. So they finally did something about it. The cat right now is hanging out in his room. He just got fixed, so we're trying to keep him away and let the other cats slowly introduce him because right now they're just hissing at him. And he's like, dude, what did I do? I just got here.
Hmm.
So anyhow, so now we have, I don't know if I said the names of all my animals. So we got
No.
Rocky, who's 13-year-old dog.
Hmm.
He's about 50 pounds, if that. He's like 20, maybe like 35 pounds.
So it's a little dog.
He's a pug, Shar-Pei mix. And
Okay.
then we got Spider-Man, who's about a 17-pound black cat, and I think he's like 10. I know. My son named him. Listen, my son named him when he was like 3. Okay.
Okay.
And then we
Y'all
got
just call him
Sugar.
Spidey. You just call him Spidey.
Yeah, Spidey. My daughter calls him Spoodles. So
Okay.
he's got all kinds of nicknames, of course. And then lastly, we got Sugar, who is about a 14, 15-pound tabby. And they're brother and sister because they came from another cat we had, but we couldn't keep her because that cat was too wild. That cat was pregnant in a matter of like 4 years, like 6 times. It was ridiculous.
Oh wow.
She would break out of my house. She would break out of my house to during when she was in heat. It was ridiculous. It was bad.
Couldn't stop her.
So could not. And there was 3 alley cats just waiting. So it was just it was a problem. But we got 2 nice cats out of it. And then this one, he's a tuxedo cat, and his name is Beans. And he's
Okay.
he's wild. He'll play and run and jump and go all crazy. And then he wants to see what the other animals are about, but they don't want nothing to do with it. So we're slowly introducing them.
Okay.
So my son's happy with him. And then we got a bearded dragon named Nugget. So
Wow.
and he's just chill. He's chill. He'll like, you know what? Maybe I'll bring him down one time because he'll just hang out on my shoulder. Like he would just chill on my shoulder, maybe walk across my back the whole time.
And you really think the students will be able to pay attention to you teaching if you got a lizard in the building? They're going to just ask you a million questions.
So I'm talking about on the podcast, man. I'm not
Oh,
bringing
okay.
my, my wife.
When you
My
said
wife
bring them
brings
down,
them
I
to
thought you were talking about
school.
the academy.
Oh no, my wife brings them to school because she has a cage there for him.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, and the kids don't even know he's a lizard. They think he's like an actual dragon.
Well, they think it's going to get bigger.
These are not the older kids. The older kids are like, oh, but they'll be like, Mrs. Hartley has a dragon.
Oh, you
She
talking about her
has a
students? Okay, gotcha.
yeah, her the at the art class. So and I think that's my whole week pretty much.
Man, what do you do? So, what do you do like when you try and go on vacation? I mean, do you guys?
Okay, so the cats. If I get someone to watch the dog, all you got to do is make sure the cats have food and water because they're self sufficient for the most part.
Okay.
Uh, for in the past, I had trouble. I used to have to get people to come to my house, and my dog is very particular about like people coming over that he doesn't know.
Hmm.
So I have to like get him used to people. Well, just in the past few years, like the last 5 years, I got a cousin who's been doing this like professionally.
Hmm.
He started he'll stay at your house or he'll just come, let the dog out, take him for a walk, give him treats and all that. So he's been a godsend because
Hmm.
all I got to do, and honestly, he was super cheap compared to anything else, and I double what he asked for. I double it because I'm like, you're literally still saving me money even if I double it, and
Hmm.
like we would be SOL without you. So um,
Okay.
yeah, I always and I'll give them anybody that asks me, I send them right to him because like I said, he'll take care of the house and Rocky right away at first was like standoffish, kind of like growling at him, and then he has no fear. He goes right in, says, "Hey," gives him a treat, and then he's wagging his tail, and they're best buds. So we
Okay.
were very fortunate with that because yeah, without that, we were having a lot of trouble. Like we almost had to come back one vacation because the person that we had to take care of him just like he would not even let her in the house.
Mm. Mm. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would
so
be a big issue.
we're fortunate with that. But yeah, other than that, and then the lizard, my brother-in-law, he's into snakes and lizards and tarantulas. So
Hmm.
he loves when we'll just bring the cage and everything over there, and he'll make sure he gets fed and take care of him and clean his cage out. So that's what we do with that. So yeah, and he's usually he's right on the way to wherever we're going. If we're going up north or like to Cleveland or something like that, like he's usually almost always on the way. So that works out too.
Okay. Cool.
What you been up to, man? Did we talk since your vacation?
No, we haven't. We haven't really
I
talked.
didn't think so.
No, we haven't
It
said
looks like you had
anything.
a lot of fun. Looks like
We
you had a
did
lot
have
of
a
fun.
lot of fun. Man, you know what's crazy? Me and Melissa were talking, and I think that was our first time, like really just having a vacation where we can get away and not have to worry about anything or do anything. Of course we've been out of town, but a lot of times, like when we went to Washington D.C., we went to D.C. It was my cousin's retirement. She was retiring for the military.
Okay.
When we went to Florida, that same cousin, we went for her birthday. We went to Florida for my cousin Jason. He also got married. We also we went down there for our honeymoon. Also, we spent that on South Beach in Miami. We went to Vegas. We were there to get married. So we were, so this time when we went away, we actually got to go away for a whole week, and we didn't have anything to do. I planned what we did on the trip, so that was fun. So first thing we did, we went to Niagara Falls. We drove from Detroit to Niagara Falls on the U.S. side, not the Canadian side. We were on the U.S. side, and that
Okay.
was that was Melissa's first time being on the U.S. side. So she wanted to see, you know, uh, that side. And to her surprise, well, yeah, I told her that there were things to do, but she was pleasantly surprised with the amount of stuff that's on the America side. Like it's not boring like people think. And as we were walking along, I told her, I said, it seems like the Canadian side focuses more so on the attractions of Niagara Fall, and the American side focused on the falls, the actual
Yeah.
waterfalls.
Okay.
Because the Canadian side, you don't get close to the waterfalls like you do on the American side. The American side, we're right up against the water. We're right there by the river and everything. We're crossing bridges and we're going to different islands and everything. It was fun, man. So I planned that whole thing out. Got us a couple of tours. The first night, man, after we drove there, we had a tour at 9 o'clock in the evening because I wanted us to see the falls illuminated, all the different colors and
Okay.
stuff. And they took us around the whole national park, and they just, gave us information about the park and about the falls. And we walked with them for about an hour. Man, we were beat. We walked from our hotel also. We walked from the hotel to the falls. It wasn't that long of a walk, maybe 10-minute walk. So it wasn't that bad. We stayed at the Seneca Casino Hotel and Resort. So it was real nice. We stayed there, and the next day I bought a package of stuff for us to do. So we did the Maid of the Mist ride. We did the Cave of the Wind. So we went right up against one of the falls, and we got soaked. All that damn water that came down. um what else did we do? We had a trolley. We took the trolley around the park. So it was a nice time, man. So that tour was about 4 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was a 4 hour tour of the park and the falls and everything. I feel like there was something else that we did too, and I'm just not remembering it. The hotel we stayed at was a casino also, so we did a little gambling. I'm gonna tell you, man, that first night I won $100 and I stopped. I was done. I was done. Melissa was like, I showed her the ticket. I said I won $100, and she was like, "Are you done?" I said, "Yeah, I'm done. That's it. I'm cashing this. I'm cashing this thing out, and I'm done. I'm going home with money." So that's what I thought was going to happen. Did not happen.
Of
Um,
course.
no, I did not play anymore down there. I think that was the last night that we stayed there where I gambled in the casino. That was it. So then we drove from Niagara Falls. We drove down to the Poconos, and that also was a nice day. We stayed, man, I'm forgetting the name of the Mount Airy Casino Resort. That was real nice. Once again, another casino. I know Melissa. She loves gambling. She loves playing the slots. She said she was going to do a couple of tables. I'm not sure if she did or not because we kind of split up. Like I'm not somebody that just loves gamble, 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 gamble. That's what she loves to do. So it was times where she went to gamble. I just stayed in the room and watched television and just
Okay.
relax. But I've got to tell you, man, that first day when we were in Niagara Falls, we were so sore from all of that walking of that park. I'm walking in slow motion. I feel like I worked out. That's how sore I was. But yeah, man. So went to the Poconos, did some wine tasting, did some shopping, some more gambling. Had a good time there. We were there for about 3 days. We tried a few of the different restaurants that was in the casino, man. That sake, I sent you and Angel a picture of the sake that we were drinking. That stuff was strong, man. I didn't even finish it. I had my own bottle. Melissa had her own bottle. You know, I didn't finish mine. I finished most of it, but when I got to the last cup, I just could not finish it. I was done, and I wasn't trying to crawl to the elevator to get back up to my room or anything like that. But she did. She drunk hers, and she was good. I don't know. I think might have had a little left. I don't know. But most of the restaurants in the hotel, the casino were pretty good. Guy Fieri, some pizza joint. We didn't go to that pizza joint. But we did a few spots. The Asian place, we tried the buffet out, so we enjoyed ourselves.
Okay.
We did a wine tasting. That was the first time I did that. Also, I never went and did wine tasting. I don't have a palate for wine, so I can't be descriptive. Melissa wants us to do a podcast about wine tasting. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna say because I'm not an expert in wines or what I'm supposed to say about the wine or the palate. So we recorded like a minute, 3 1 minute videos of or four of our experience with the wine tasting. Some of the wines were really good. I did buy a
Okay.
bottle of something called Intergalactic. It was real good. It was real good. I'm not a wine person, but that wine was pretty good. So we bought a bottle and brought it back home. So it's still here. So we have not opened that bottle yet. So we were down there in Mount Airy Casino. Then we drove up to Cleveland for the weekend, and we stayed in Cleveland, and then went to the Christmas Story House, went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We went to the Museum of Illusions. That was pretty fun. So, and then we came back. So we were gone for about a week, man. And even though we had a lot of fun, we both were ready to get back. We both were ready to get
Oh,
back.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And and all the driving, from Detroit to Niagara Falls is about 6.5 hours. From Niagara Falls to the Poconos was about 6.5 hours. About 7 hour drive from the Poconos to Cleveland. So I definitely was tired. So
Yeah.
no complaints about the rooms, the hotels. They were very, very nice. Staying at in Cleveland, we stayed at the Intercontinental Hotel. So we had a nice suite there. So we had a good time, man. So
That's good.
next trip is not until hopefully December. I try and take 2 weeks off a year, man. One week off in the summer, and then 1 week between Christmas and New Year, because nobody comes into the karate school. Nobody trains. A handful of kids come in. It ain't worth being open during that Christmas time, man. So
Yeah,
I
for sure.
normally close it, and hopefully we get a chance to go to Florida for Christmas this year. That's the plan, to spend Christmas in Florida with the family. So hopefully we
Okay.
can make that happen. So
Yeah, that'll be nice.
yeah, just the flights sometimes, man. The flights are just ridiculous. Like last year when we were trying to go for all four of us, it was kind of expensive for me and her, and then the two kids. So we decided to put a hold on. Especially we're still doing renovations of the house and everything. So I think that's what's pretty much going to decide if we end up going this year, is the renovations of the house. So that's it, man. Um,
Makes
hey,
sense.
let me ask you something. Have you watched any of the new movies yet? Have you seen the Karate Kid Legends, or Superman, or Fantastic Four?
Superman, no. Fantastic Four, no. I just watched Karate Kid Legends.
Yeah, okay. We got to talk about that. I didn't see Fantastic Four or Superman either, but I saw Karate Kid Legends, and I can't wait for us to talk about that on Fist Kicks and Flicks.
Yeah, we got to review that too. So
Well, you know what? Since you and I already saw it, we got to just make sure Angel's seeing it, and maybe we'll watch that next after whatever we're doing. What you say the movie was again that we're watching for Fist Kicks and Flicks this week or next week?
tapped out.
Tapped Out. That's right. I did see. I already saw it, so I'm good to go on that.
Yeah, so did I, and that was better than I thought. Interesting. It was interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was pretty interesting. Was that your first time seeing it?
Yeah,
Okay.
never even heard about it. So
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. How did you watch it?
Amazon.
Okay, I didn't rent it. I watched it on one of those other streaming.
I think it
I
was
don't.
Pluto.
Yeah, Pluto. I watched it on Pluto. Yeah. I mean, the commercial breaks weren't that long. They weren't that bad. I was just like, I'm not renting this. I'll watch it for free. So I'll just deal
No,
with the
for sure,
commercial. But I'm not renting this one.
for
So
sure.
okay, but yeah, man, I'm. It's gonna be interesting. I talked to Travis about it already, about Karate Kid Legends.
I know. I heard Travis's take.
Oh, what did he talk about it on? Was he on?
No, he. We were talking before something.
Okay,
I think before Angel and I did Fist Kicks and Flicks, and he
okay,
gave
gotcha,
me
gotcha,
just just a small take, not the whole thing.
gotcha. Okay, well, yeah, man. After we let's see if we can get Angel to watch it, and then I'll rewatch it again, and then we'll talk
Yeah.
about it hopefully next week.
Okay. Sounds
All
good.
right, cool. All right, well, let's get into the movie for this week. We are Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
Man, I was gonna go ahead and say it right now. I'm giving this an A, just so you know. I really
Oh,
enjoyed the
100%.
movie.
Yeah,
Both
I
of
love
these,
this movie.
they knocked both of these Spider-Man movies out of the park. They're very, very comic accurate. I mean, they were just spot on with the first two, and it makes you scratch your head as to what happened with the third movie. I don't
You know,
understand.
Marvel early days, Marvel movies, whether it was Sony or the MCU or Disney or whatever, they were always a miss on the third movie. The
Yeah.
the first two X-Men movies, great.
Yep. Yep.
Third one,
Mhm.
garbage.
Yep.
It's just same thing with this one. It's really sucks because the third one of this one should have been the best one because it's a good
Yes.
story.
They were setting it up the whole
Yeah,
time. I didn't even
the
realize. I don't know if you realize this, but I didn't even realize that Dr. Connor said that Dr. Octavius was his friend. They
yeah,
already said that. So if you know what's going to happen to Doc Ock at the end, that leads you to Dr.
yeah,
Connors being the perfect villain for the third film. They could have did him. They could have resolved the situation with Harry. And what I would have done for the third movie is I would have introduced him as Venom. You still did that. You can still do that. You didn't need to squeeze Venom into the third movie. You
no.
know, they could have just used him for the fourth movie, the fourth and final one of this series. That's what I would have did. I just don't understand what they were thinking. They dropped the ball with the
They,
third one.
they got too crazy, too much all at once. It was just
Mm-hmm.
was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Peter Parker being an asshole was the best part of that movie.
Yeah, and now people really like it. At first, he kind of got clowned for how he was being
Yeah.
portrayed.
Oh, come on. He
Now,
was so funny. I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
care. He was
yes,
funny. He
yeah.
was funny.
Toby
Um,
Maguire. Toby Maguire is my Spider-Man. Like
yes.
I think he does. I mean, because to me, he looks like what I thought Peter Parker always looked like anyway. Like Andrew
Yes.
Garfield, not so well. I kind of understand what they were doing. Garfield. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man to me looks like the Spider-Man that Todd McFarlane drew in the comic, right?
Okay.
But
Yeah.
that version of Peter Parker was not in high school anymore. He was in
No.
college. So he was a little bit cooler. He was a little bit older. That's who Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man looked like to me visually, So I think they should have made him a little bit older. And Spider-Man is not always a kid. I hate that now, this generation now, they're always
Oh
pushing the
no.
narrative that he's a kid. He was only a kid for 6 months in the original comic book. The rest of the time he was in college or out of college. So I don't know why they always forcing him in everything I always see in recent times. They're always trying to force him to be a kid. You have another Spider-Man that's a kid. That if you wanted to talk about have a story about a kid Spider-Man, you got Miles. You don't need
Right?
it to be Peter Parker.
No, I agree.
I don't
100%.
understand it. But go ahead, man. Let's kick it off.
So of course we start off and we got, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He's just kind of monologuing at the beginning here, talking about Mary Jane. Everything's gonna be about Mary Jane. How he loves her, but he can't be with her. And then
Mm-hmm.
they pan out and there's a big poster and she's playing in a play. So she's kind of they're making it seem right now she's living her dream. Everything's going right for her and everything's kind of going a little chaotic and wrong for good old Spider-Man Peter Parker. He's
Mm-hmm.
having trouble balancing his
Mm-hmm.
life with Spider-Man.
You know
And
what's funny?
Spider-Man is taking over his life.
Yeah. You know what's funny about that? I compared it to Superman, right? Because everything
Yeah,
he's going through everything and stuff is not happening. He goes to get a donut and he reaches in the donut. There's no more donuts or something like that. He has stupid stuff like that happening,
yeah,
but he wasn't making that happen. Clark Kent was purposely being goofy and silly to keep people off the trail of him being Superman. Peter Parker wasn't doing that. He was just having dumb luck with everything that he
yes,
was trying to do in his life. And I'm thinking the whole time I'm like, dude, like you're going to give up a life of having a life. You're not going to be attached to anyone for the rest of your life. You're just going to be Spider-Man, a job that does not pay anything.
yep.
I'm not doing that. I'm not. Hey, that part where the person is getting mugged in the alley. Okay, if I see you, okay, I'll stop it. But if I'm on my way on a date and I see the police chasing some guy, I couldn't be Spider-Man because I'm gonna go on that date. I'm gonna continue with my life. I'm not just
No,
stopping
I hear
to
that
help the
for
police,
real, for
man.
real. Especially a young kid like that. I mean, he just
Yeah,
finished high school. He's
yeah,
in college.
yeah.
He's messing up college. He's
Mm-hmm.
messing up his job. Yeah, he's just a pizza delivery guy, but he's a single dude living in a crummy apartment. Like he
Mm-hmm.
needs to pay the rent. He's got to pay, and on top of that, he probably has to be helping out Aunt May
Mm-hmm.
because Uncle Ben was still working. Aunt May ain't
Mm-hmm.
getting no job. What's she gonna do?
Right.
So in this opening sequence, you see him struggling. He's trying to make it to class. He's trying to keep his job. He works at a pizza place that delivers pizza within 29 minutes, and he's only got 8 minutes left. So he goes into Spider Man to deliver this pizza, and he doesn't get it there on time. He has doesn't so he loses his job, and
Oh, you
then
know
he
what? You
shows
lose
up
a
to.
job like that.
I don't know, me neither. I said the same thing. He
Not at,
loses his
not having
job.
that, not having that little scooter. No.
No, heck no. That
You
scooter is
remember back in the
dangerous.
day, Domino's got in trouble with that, right? You remember that?
No, I don't.
Yeah, Domino's had a thing in the '80s where they had to get the pizza to you in a certain amount of time, or if it was free. And
Oh yeah.
those drivers were racing through the city, and they probably got into a lot of accidents because they ended up cutting
Oh, I
that
can
out
only
and,
imagine.
and stopping that. Yeah, people probably were getting hit and everything.
Yeah, that's see, and I'm sorry, but uh, uh, I know pizza delivery people can make a decent amount of money, so a college kid probably can do okay, but it's not worth the headache of getting in an accident or getting
Hmm.
pulled over, all that other stuff that comes with having to drive like that.
Hmm.
It's unrealistic.
Hmm.
But as Spider Man, it is more realistic. But then everyone's gonna be like, "Why is Spider Man delivering pizzas?"
Right. Right.
So, and the funny part is, like, when he does switch from Peter Parker to Spider Man to deliver the pizzas, the first thing some guy says is, "Oh, he just stole that guy's pizzas."
Right.
Why would you? Maybe he's trying to help the guy finish his job. Why
Hmm.
did you go right to him stealing? He's a hero. He's
Well,
not a bad guy.
well, that's what J. Jonah Jameson and the Daily Bugle have been telling people that Spider Man was a criminal. So maybe that's why.
So it's funny because he shows up to his class, his college class late, and he runs into his teacher. Who's his teacher?
Dr.
Dr.
Connors.
Connors, missing his arm and everything. So
Yep. All
like you
set
said, they're
up to be
already
the
set.
lizard.
Yes, 100%. Peter shows up, to his aunt's house, and it's his birthday, and Harry, Mary Jane, Aunt May are there, and they're going to celebrate his birthday. I don't know why he acted like he didn't know it was his birthday, or maybe he really didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But at this point, everything's kind of awkward between him and Mary Jane. Everything's even more awkward with him and Harry because
Hmm.
Harry wants to know who Spider Man is, and Peter doesn't want to talk about it. He wants to talk to Mary Jane about what he feels, but he can't do that because he has to keep his distance and da 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 da. So we're gonna play this game throughout this whole episode until something has to give
Hmm.
with both Harry and Mary Jane. So, including at the end of this visit, MJ tells him, and she kind of throws it in his face that she's seeing somebody,
Hmm.
and so that kind of lets us know like she knows he's holding back, but
Hmm.
she's not gonna force him into doing something. She's
Hmm.
gonna hey, if you can't make this decision on your own, then I'm just gonna move on. See you later. Bye.
Yeah, she kind of felt like he was playing games, and she didn't want to. She didn't really understand why he was doing that.
But then there was a point where she did because at the end of the last one, she laid one on him, and then she kind of realized it was similar to when she kissed Spider Man.
Hmm.
And then another time, she's with her new boyfriend. She kind of sets up the same thing, and she keeps thinking. So I feel like they wanted us to think she knew, but like she never said it. But then when she finally does find out, she says, "I think I always knew." Well,
Hmm.
did you or didn't you? It's like, let it out. Come on. Um, Peter is, Aunt May falls asleep and everybody leaves. Peter's kind of looking around. He sees a foreclosure notice for the house, and he tries to ask his aunt about it. And she says, "Oh, it's no big deal. I'll figure something out. And so now, he's trying to. That's just another thing he's got to add to his plate.
Once
So
again, another perfect actress to play a comic book character because she looks like Aunt May from the comic book.
yes,
I know Sally Field was in the next one with Andrew Garfield, and Marissa Tomei was with Tom Holland. They don't really look like Aunt May. This actress looks like Aunt May.
yeah. The new one they wanted her Aunt May to be the hot Aunt May.
Man, they even got her even younger in one of the cartoons. I think like she looked like she's damn near in her early 30s.
Yeah, they'll figure. I mean, like I said, isn't that at that point, like, what is Peter, like 12?
I think he's like 14 or 15, something like that. They got him young. He's pretty young.
So, uh, at at the birthday party, Harry was kind of boasting about his new project with Doctor Octavius and Doc Ock, as we're gonna know him. And Peter is writing the paper. He tells Dr. Connors about Doc Ock. So uh, Harry says, "Oh, I could introduce you if you'd be okay with that." And he's talking about how he's got this new project and it's going to put Oscorp on the map. It's going to change everything. And of course, Harry doesn't understand it, but Peter does. And so he does. He talks to Doc Ock and his wife, has a nice conversation about what's going on and what could happen. He talks about how Dr. Connors did mention Peter and said he's brilliant, but he's lazy,
Hmm.
which I think is like, is he lazy or is he just busy? I feel like
Well,
lazy is that's a blanketed statement to say about somebody.
yeah, I get it, but he also doesn't really know Peter.
True, true.
He's just
He knows he doesn't show up. He
right,
doesn't show up to class.
right. Now, I was thinking for Peter, two things. Why aren't you asking Harry for a job? He could have been working at Oscorp, with not
Yes,
delivering pizzas. It wouldn't have been a handout. He honestly could have been doing some real work because, like you said, Harry doesn't know anything about the company.
true,
He's not a scientist. So I was
true.
wondering how come he couldn't do that. Number one, number two, he could have went to Harry for a loan for Aunt May to help Aunt May out. Also, Harry, he loved Aunt May. He
Yeah,
wouldn't if he would have known that she was about to lose her house, he would have threw her a couple of dollars, more than enough
that's
to
true.
save the house.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Um, uh, MJ brought up the point that, everybody's come to her play except for Peter. And Peter, at this point, she's calling Peter her best friend.
Hmm.
So she's like, how come everybody can show up except for my best friend? And she's giving him a lot of flack for it. So, of course, he tries. But again, he stops to get flowers. He's cutting it real close. And then, of course, something comes up where he's got to stop the bad guys. And then he doesn't make it to the play on time and they don't let him in.
Hmm.
And when he talks to MJ about it later, he basically says it was the usher's fault, not his. He's not even taking blame for it. Like,
Well,
bro, you can't run into a play while it's going. Like that's just rude.
right, you're right. But also, one thing I do know: plays give intermissions,
Yeah.
right? And he should have stuck around for the intermission. One or number two, he could have been there at the end. He could have let her see him at the end, and I would have
Well,
said like, "Hey,
he tried to do that, but then she
no, no, no,
came
no, no, no,
out
no, no.
with her
I'm
little
not talking about
boyfriend.
him. Yeah, he was waiting across the street. No, no, I would have been there when I would have been in the building at on the side of the building. Like she would have known that I was there, and I tried to get in, and this
Yeah,
asshole would not let me in. So,
yeah, more or less. Um, so with all this going on in his life at this time, he's kind of swinging through the air like he normally does to try and clear his head, try and maybe get his way through some of what's going on, and he his powers give out, like they completely um go away to the point where like he almost falls and dies.
Yeah,
Like that's a problem.
yeah. I didn't like that part of the story. I
Me
really did.
neither.
I was like,
And
why does his powers work like that? Like, I mean, if that's the case, if the powers work like that, he would have never got the powers in the beginning because he wouldn't have known he had them. So they wouldn't have affected
true.
him, you know. So now they're making it seem like it's a mental thing for him being Spider Man.
And see, when I seen that, I always wondered if if that was a real thing.
I've never heard of that before. Now, I mean, shit, Spider Man's been around since the '60s. I don't know if that at some point in time they wrote a story like that. I don't know. I've never seen it though or heard of it, and it's not like I've read every single Spider-Man comic book, so it's
Because
possible. But I,
they're connecting his powers to his emotions.
mm-hmm,
And that just I don't know, it never made a lot of sense to me. I mean,
mm-mm.
they made it work, but it was
It's
weird.
working the other way also. Then, so if he can lose his powers, he should also be able to get even stronger, or his
Right?
powers should be
True.
even
True.
better. It should go both ways. If he's really, really working at it, he should be getting stronger and stronger and stronger. You know. So I just don't. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, so like if you're having a issue with your powers, you should not be swinging around until you figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes he's real high up,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets in situations where he's falling and
Mm-hmm.
he's breaking his fall with certain things, but that's not always going to happen. You better figure this stuff out quick.
Yeah, at one point in time, he had to take the elevator down.
Yep. So we get to Dr. Octavius's experiment, which I guess it's not an experiment. I guess it's more of a demonstration.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't understand everything that's happening here. All I know is he's trying to create a sustainable energy, which I'm sure scientists to this day are still trying to figure out. And so there could be free energy for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
What that entails, I don't know. But for this, he needed some kind of element that Harry was able to procure for him.
Mm-hmm.
He needed a machine to help stabilize it. And then he had these four basically octopus arms is what they end up becoming, which is why he becomes Doc Ock.
Mm-hmm.
And then to handle the material when it started to become unstable, and then he was working on stabilizing it.
Right. And now the arms had a inhibitor chip, which connected to the back of his neck, which he can control
Yep.
mentally. So he can control these arms mentally.
And Peter did point out a couple of issues of that and different things, and he did have an answer for most of it,
Mm-hmm.
and said his calculations are right. Everything should go smooth, everything should be good. And I mean, it's basically started off okay. Everything was going the way it was supposed to.
I like
He Go ahead.
I like the their first meeting because
Oh yeah.
he was going to do a paper on him, right? And Dr. Connors is the person because he said Dr. Octavius is my friend, so he introduced them to each other. Well, he let Dr. Octavius know that he has a student that wanted to interview him for a paper. So he set the
Yeah.
meeting up, and Peter went over and interviewed him. And initially, he seemed like, hey, I don't have any time to talk to this kid. I really gotta get back to work. I gotta finish. I gotta prepare for this presentation. But as they got to talking, I think he liked where Peter's head was as they were talking about science stuff, And his wife was there also, so his wife was helping him out with everything. And they had a really really good talk. It looked like they were really really bonding with each other.
They did
Mhm.
really 100%. Um, so during this experiment, obviously things started to go wrong. Um, this is Doc Ock's whole life.
Mhm.
So when it starts going wrong, he is doing everything he can to stabilize it. He thinks he can fix it, work it. The problem is the whole thing is causing like a magnetic force, that's bringing down the building, metals, everything. And it was to the point where Peter had to turn into Spider-Man. He had to save Harry, even though Harry told him this changes nothing. And then it destroyed the inhibitor. So now he does not have full control over these arms now. These
Right.
arms are some kind of AI that are in his brain.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the same time, he watches his experiment go wrong. He watches his wife get killed because of his demonstration.
Mm-hmm.
And then Spider-Man has to shut it down before it's too late. And then they drive away with him in an ambulance. And Harry, the whole time, is freaking out because he's not even worried about his building. He's not worried about the idea of what just happened. He's just worried about his whole company's ruined.
Mm-hmm.
He's out of money. He's out of, everything. That's all he cares about, which is a little bit selfless. I
Mm.
mean, I get it. That's a lot to stress out about, but come on, man.
Yeah,
Like,
he had enough to worry about instead of worrying about who Spider-Man is and I want to kill him.
I know, right? So at the hospital,
And you know
they're
what?
trying to go.
You know what? I didn't understand. If I'm Peter Parker and I bring my best friend's father into the apartment and whatever, I would have told him that he was killed by the Green Goblin
Yeah.
because the Green Goblin had already attacked Oscorp.
Yep.
I would have told him that there was a fight, your dad was around, and he got killed by the Green Goblin. That's all he had to say, you know.
And
And Harry could have believed it because the Green Goblin had already attacked Oscorp. Then you
okay,
could have just left.
but they wait till the third movie before they say anything, and it's the butler who says something. Why he wait till the third movie? He sat here and watched Harry spinning this whole time against his best
Mm-hmm.
friend,
Mm-hmm.
and he knew the truth. And he waited till the third movie, and Harry became the Hobgoblin to finally say something. When these two could have killed each other.
Yeah.
Somebody got to fire that butler.
Well, I think he does get fired because I don't think Harry survives the third movie, right? But anyway, we'll get to that
Yeah,
when we get to the third one next week.
I think I remember something like that. So in the hospital, they get ready to try and help Dr. Octavius. They go to cut off the arms. The arms attack. At this point, you're not really sure if it's Doc Ock doing the attacking, but we kind of find out he has a bit of a break of psychosis because the arms are trying to control him and he's trying to control them. So he's kind of at odds with himself and these arms. But basically, he decides he has to rebuild the whole thing and redo his experiment. And frankly, he doesn't care if he has to, you know, break a few eggs to make this omelet, basically. If
Mm-hmm.
he has to rob a bank, commit some crimes, he don't care. And frankly, who's going to stop him at this point?
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically where this is his villain origin story, more or less, because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not that happy-go-lucky scientist trying to make free energy for everyone. He's the guy who's like, I lost my wife. I got these crazy things in my head. Like, screw it. I'm going to finish my experiment if it kills me. And if I got to take the rest of the world with me, so be it. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, this next part is crazy. Go ahead.
No. I was just agreeing with you. I was just going to
Oh,
say
yeah.
that he was trying to. I think he said that he was trying to create the power of the sun.
Yeah.
I think that's what they were trying to do. Yeah.
That was the idea. Again,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I don't understand the science, but it is what it is. Um, the next part is Peter and Aunt May are trying to get a loan from the bank, and obviously it doesn't go very well. And so during their visit, Doc Ock shows up to rob the place.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know, and Superman kind of runs into this a lot because every time there's trouble, Superman, even if his friends are in trouble, he has to run away to go
Yeah,
be Superman.
yeah,
And I mean, Peter literally runs away from his aunt and just
yeah.
leaves her there. And to the point where the bank teller even said, like, real great nephew got there. And Aunt May never said anything to him about this later.
Mhm.
Like, why wouldn't she be like, what the hell? Why did you run off and leave me here? What is
Well,
wrong with you?
she said that when she was, on the ground. She said, "Don't leave me," as he's running
Yeah,
away.
but she never brought it up again. She should be like, what the hell's your problem?
Well, in the comic book, now I don't know how many times Aunt May has died in the comics. I think she's dead now, but she needs to be dead now because he's grown now, and she was really, really elderly. She was
Yeah,
she was
she'd
not a
be
young Aunt May in the comics, right? So
close
I
to
think she,
100.
yeah. So I believe she's dead now, unless they found a way to bring her back, or there's another Aunt May from another universe. I don't know, but at some point in time in the comic book, Aunt May was dying in the comic book, and she tells Peter that she always knew that he was Spider-Man.
Okay.
So I don't know if this Aunt May also kind of has an idea. It seems like it later on in the movie that
Later,
she,
but not at this
yeah,
point.
no, but I think it kind of seemed like she was. Yeah, I mean, this point she's kind of confused, like where you going? It's not like he could have turned around. It's like I gotta save us. Hold on, I gotta change clothes. He
Yeah.
couldn't do nothing like that. But you know,
And Doc Ock uses her as bait. Like
mhm,
he has no idea of the connection, but she's just there and he takes her, he goes up a building, she's hanging from a gargoyle. Like
yeah,
for the most part, he saved her once, but she kind of saved herself the rest of the time while he was fighting. It was a little
yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
So I mean, he saves that May. Doc Ock gets away with the money, and Peter's still having problems with his stuff, with his powers during the fight with Doc Ock. So again, you got to figure this out. He's kind of just like going along with it.
hmm
Um, Jameson first he fires Peter, which Peter never had a job there. He was a freelance, and then he hires him back because he needs a photographer for his son's engagement party or something
hmm
like that.
yeah.
His son's an astronaut. What's the son's name?
Was it John Jameson?
Yeah,
I
that
think
sounds right.
I think it was John Jameson. If not, it's gonna be John Jameson for this podcast.
And the craziest part about this is Peter has no idea who the fiance is, but he should want to know because, as we
hmm
find out, it's Mary Jane, it's MJ,
hmm
and so of
Talk about
course,
small world.
right? Well, they gotta do this kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
so now he's dealing with that, and he tries to talk to MJ, but at the same time, Harry is jumping on him about the Spider-Man thing.
hmm
So again, this is starting to boil over,
He's getting
and
obsessed with it.
MJ. Oh yeah, 100%. And MJ accepts the marriage proposal. So I guess this was a this was a party for his son, not as an engagement yet until later, but
hmm
he was being celebrated for being an astronaut. I think is what it
hmm
was, right?
Yes. Yes.
So at this point, Peter is stressed out. He's at his boiling point, and now his powers are completely failing him. Uh, he's to the point where he's going to need his glass and everything again. So he makes the decision at this point that he's not going to be Spider-Man anymore. He
hmm
talks to a couple of doctors. The doctors say, whatever's stressing you out, you don't got to do it anymore. And it clicks in his head like, you're right. I don't have to be Spider-Man anymore. I want a life. I want the girl. I want college. I just want to be a normal kid. Screw it. Let's let this monster run around town, even though I'm the only one that can stop him. Like, obviously, that's not going to work. Like, let's just
hmm
be honest here.
hmm
He should have, if he was going to give up, if he was going to be done, he should have at least took Doc Ock out first and then been done.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? Um, he wasn't the only superhero in New York at that time.
Who else? Daredevil.
They didn't say, but they said that I think it was Aunt May or someone said that there were far too few superheroes flying around.
Oh
Number
yeah,
one,
that's true.
she said that. Number one,
That's
number
true.
two, when they were trying to come up with a name for Doc Ock, they said Doctor Strange, and they said, "Oh, that's taken." So
I know.
Doctor Strange was at least around also, So there were a couple of superheroes, but probably Daredevil was probably there. No telling who else.
I didn't even think about that. That's funny.
Hmm.
So yeah, uh, we see. Oh, the other thing. I'll mention it real quick because it was kind of important. Uh, Peter is having conversations in his dreams with Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
So of course Uncle Ben knows um that he's Spider-Man now, and he basically tells him like, I'm kind of disappointed that this is a decision you're making, but I understand it.
What
That's
about like
heartbreaking. That sucks.
how about like Uncle Ben? They're not paying me. I'm doing this
Right?
out of the kindness of my heart. This is not an obligation, even though with great power comes great responsibility. Yeah, at certain times. If I'm not doing something, I'm on the couch watching TV, something going on, I need to say, okay, fine. If the world is about to end, yeah, sure. But like I said, if I'm on a date with Mary Jane, I'm not turning to Spider-Man right now. The
No, I
situation
hear
that
you.
happened, the situation that happened with the Aunt May at the bank. Yeah, go ahead, turn to Spider-Man, save everyone. But I'm
Yep.
not going out of my way if I got other obligations because now you're damn near homeless. You're not paying your rent for a job that doesn't pay. That doesn't make any sense.
True.
If you
True.
can't survive, you can't be Spider-Man.
So he's making it to class. He's getting his grades up. You know, we don't know about the job so much. I mean, he's still taking pictures. He makes it to the play, but MJ tells him too little, too late,
Mm-hmm.
and she has that right because she's a little mad. Dude blew her off for a while, so she's just gonna go about her life. And sorry, Peter, you missed out. And then the garbage man brings Jameson the Spider-Man suit, and of
Mm-hmm.
course, he thinks he won. He laughs about it and
Mm-hmm.
hangs it up behind him in his office.
Mm-hmm.
Jameson is the best character in this show other than
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
He really he he's not a villain, but he's not a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's right in between, and he's always starting stuff. And the fact that he took the Spider-Man suit as a victory when there's a crazy man with octopus arms running
Mm-hmm.
around
Mm-hmm.
and hung the suit up like, yeah, I took Spider-Man down.
In
Just
this day, in this day and
kills me.
age, they would have found out that Peter was Spider-Man because he has to have all types of DNA in that suit,
Oh yeah.
hair, all types
Yep.
of stuff. They would have easily found out who Spider-Man is.
Now, Peter has a conversation with Aunt May, and she mentions that she feels she's responsible for Uncle Ben's death,
Mm-hmm.
which of course he feels responsible to tell her that it was his fault, which yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
And Aunt May gets very upset and walks away,
Mm-hmm.
which that's very upsetting news,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you thought you were the reason. So he doesn't see Aunt May for a couple days because she's got to process this and understand it. We also see Harry, like I said, getting a little bit crazier and starting to hear his dad's voice a little bit. And then he makes a pact with Octavius to bring Spider-Man to him, and he'll give him the element he needs to finish his project again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and everything. So that's the idea. At first, Harry wants Spider-Man killed and brought to him, but then he wants him alive and brought to him so he can kill him himself.
Yeah, well, Harry really originally was not for Octavius going toward this project again because he came to him and he said no. He's like, you're going to destroy the city. you
Yeah.
know. So, but Octavius didn't care, and he was going to go through with it anyway. So Harry said he'll make a deal with him. He'll give him
Yep.
whatever that element was. I can't remember the name of it. Whatever that is, if you bring Spider-Man to me, but do it alive and don't hurt Peter in the process, because he wanted him. He said, "Go talk to Peter because he takes pictures of him. He knows who he
Yes.
is. Go talk
Yes.
to
Yes.
him,
Yes.
find out who Spider-Man is, and then bring him to me."
So with that in mind, Peter, again, he's on top of the world, but then he's also having issues. He gets a call from MJ, so he's happy. He's making his grades. Everything's going well. But he runs into a situation where there's a fire and he goes to help as Peter Parker, not as Spider-Man. Saves the child, but then finds out afterwards that there was somebody else in the building who died. And if he was actually being Spider-Man, he's in his mind, he's thinking he could have saved them.
Yeah.
So when he's about to get everything that he's ever wanted, of course, he decides, and he goes and talks to Aunt May, and Aunt May basically forgives him. She's moving. She's okay with it all. And this is the part where you're saying, and I agree with you, where she was kind of hinting that she knew that he was Spider-Man.
Yeah, because she's talking about the boy that lives across the street that was helping her, Henry Jackson, I think. And, she's talking about Spider-Man, but she's talking in a way that led me to believe that, does she know he's Spider-Man?
I think at this point she did. And it's maybe she's doing the same thing because she was talking to Uncle Ben in her dreams, kind of like Peter was doing. So maybe he kind of hinted towards it, or maybe she just figured it out. But
and once again, another parent who leaves their child unattended in a house and it catches on fire. Like this time it's two parents. I'm like, why would they leave this little kid in there? It's not like these kids are like 10.
They ran out of the house. They ran out of the house without the kid. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, run out. Did we forget something? Like, the kid. Where's the kid? you left the kid in the closet. You put the kid in the closet and left. That seemed like it was intentional. That's what it seemed like to me.
We're playing hide and seek. Here's the matches. Yeah, because Aunt May basically talks Peter into being Spider-Man again, but without letting on that she might know during this conversation. So he's got this big meetup with MJ, and now he has to decide what he wants to do. And honestly, she's all in. She's like, okay, I guess you don't have to do what you thought you had to do. You love me. I love you. I'm ready to give up everything for you. And then again, he beats her over the head with the fact that, you know what? Just joking. I do have to do it. I don't love you. Like, come on.
Right. He's playing
games. There's only so much one person can take. And of course, before they can finish the conversation, because you're thinking at this point, is he actually going to tell her or no? But of course, it's ruined because Doc Ock shows up. And like usual, he tells Peter Parker, bring me Spider-Man. He takes off with MJ. And now we're right back where we were in the first movie. You got to save MJ. You got to take out the bad guy. And, there's a lot more that goes with that, because when he does show up to fight Doc Ock puts him in a worse situation, not just with the whole MJ thing, but Doc Ock puts him on a subway where a train where he puts all these other people in danger trying to take Spider-Man out. So now Spider-Man puts himself in a situation where he has to stop this train. And the problem with this is not only does he have to do this with his powers going in and out, but he has to do it and he has no mask. So all these people can see him now.
Yeah, something happened to the mask and he ended up taking it off so he can see. Yeah.
No, he got. I think the mask like rubbed up against the wall or something.
Yeah, yeah. So he had to take it off because he had it on
Yeah,
when he took it off, but
yeah.
he put it back on later after because Doc Ock
How
never saw
many?
his face. Doc
No,
Ock
Doc
never
Ock
saw his
never
face.
did.
So
Not till the end.
he put it back on once he stops this train somehow.
Um, I love the way they did Doc Ock in this. By the way,
In the movie or this part.
just the whole thing.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, he
the
did a good
way
job.
he used his powers, the way they set him up, they didn't make him look goofy like the comics, which I know they could have done that if they wanted to, and I wouldn't have minded. But I thought they didn't make him look too not like that. You know,
No,
sometimes
no, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
they
I
try
know
to
what you mean.
make him look more real, but
Mm-hmm.
then it takes away from the fact of who he is. I thought they did a good job with that here.
Mm-hmm.
Better than the Goblin, like you said last time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So Peter, quick thinking, he's in front of this train. He's shooting webs everywhere, and he's basically like using his body as a shield to stop this doggone train while he's grabbing onto 20 webs in each hand so he can pull the buildings and hopefully stop this thing because there's like 30 people, 40 people on this thing that are going to die if he doesn't stop it.
My thing also was why is there a train on working on a track that's not finished?
Well, they probably were going to slip it over to another track.
I guess. I mean, I didn't see. It didn't look like that from the train. Like there was a way that they can go to a different direction or anything like
You
that.
know how it is.
Yeah.
You know how the so all the people, they tell him we'll keep your secret. They couldn't believe he's just a kid. And when Doc Ock comes back to take Spider-Man, the people try to help and stick up for him and say, you're gonna have to get through us. Which of course, this dude has 4 mechanical arms. Like it's not that hard. He just moves everyone out of the way, takes Spider-Man, hands him over to Harry.
Hmm.
Which I mean, I'm glad they did it that way because if he wanted, he could have just killed everybody.
Yeah. But Doc Ock really wasn't a like he all he wants to do was do his experiment.
No, I
That's
agree. I agree.
he did not have plans of taking over the world or killing people. He's just trying to get his experiment done. Especially because that was his life's work. And if he didn't, like he had nothing to show for it. Plus his wife died in the process. So he's kind of feeling like he has nothing to lose at this point.
True. Very, very true. So he leaves Spider-Man with Harry. Harry gives him what he came for. And they're kind of going to the point where uh, Harry has a knife. He's going to kill Spider-Man. He wants to see who he is, of course. And then when he sees it's Peter, he loses it. He can't
He
believe it.
Yeah, he
His
can.
best friend,
He's trying to grasp. He's trying to understand like what the hell happened. What's going on
well,
here?
he's trying to. His best friend is Spider-Man. His best friend killed his dad. Did he? Didn't he? I don't know. Blah. His whole everything's going crazy. He drops the knife. Uh, Peter Parker wakes up, breaks out of the barbed wire he was in, and he tells Harry, "Listen, man, I, I can explain this, but I don't got time. MJ's in trouble. Like I gotta go save her. Peace out." And that's kind of we're not going to see Harry again until towards the end. Um, of course, Doc Ock he starts his machine back up, and it's already going wrong. Him and Peter they have a little bit of a fight, but not really much of a no end battle here, really,
No.
because they gets to a point where this experiment, this idea of his is becoming a black hole.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's going to take the whole world with him, or at least New York at the very least. So now Doc Ock realizes, like, we got to take care of this. They got to figure out how to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess all you got to do is submerge it in the water. Really?
Yeah.
So Peter, because Doc Ock got trapped. So he shows them who he is now. And he says, we got to shut it down. They work together. And Doc Ock sacrifices himself to save New York, save everybody, including everything. And then Peter now has to save MJ. And while he's saving MJ because he took his mask off, she sees who he is now.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of solve two problems all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a discussion in his big spider web that he made, by the way. And she acts like she understands, but she's kind of sad about it. And then she goes and she's gonna go off and get married and have a nice, beautiful wedding and forget all about Spider-Man, aka Peter Parker. And then they show Harry kind of wigging out. He's hearing his dad. He sees his dad, and then he breaks a secret door that he didn't know about, and he kind of sees the formula and some weapons that his dad left behind. So that's their foreshadowing. What we already know is coming next.
Yeah, him turning into the Goblin next. Uh, there's another part that's really has nothing to do with this movie at all. It was in the movie, and it's kind of weird, and it never goes anywhere. But we see the relationship he has with his landlord.
Oh
His
yeah, yeah, yeah.
his landlord has a daughter, and you can tell that she's kind of nerdy. She's kind of geeky kind of girl, and she likes Peter. And one day she just comes over and says, "Hey, you want some cake?" And they sit there eat cake, and she's looking at them funny, and she eat cake, and then she leaves. I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? Like, normally that would lead to that character being someone or being some importance. Like if that was Gwen Stacy, okay, Gwen technically went to high school with them, but I kind of understand that. Or if that was Felicia Hardy who becomes the Black Cat, all right, that's fine. But this girl, like, she was nobody. She was just a random person that seemed like they were just created for the movie. And I
Yeah,
didn't understand what was the purpose of that.
it felt like they wanted to do more with her, but then they
Yeah,
never did.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I felt the same way. Because even in the next one, she takes all the phone calls for him
Mm-hmm.
at his dingy apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't even have a phone; they just have a pay phone.
Mm-hmm.
So, we see MJ getting ready to get married, and everyone's waiting for her to walk down the aisle. Except for she never shows up. She took off. She left,
Yep.
and she comes back, and she tells Peter that he doesn't get to decide what's good for her and what she gets to do. And, if she wants to be Spider Man's girlfriend, so be it. And,
Yep.
you know, if you really think about it, I have never met anybody who's been a part of a wedding where the bride took off. Have you?
No.
I feel like that only happens in movies. Because can you think like the audacity you'd have, the guts it would take to get all the way to the day of in your dress, getting ready to go walk down the altar, like that's a lot. And then just to take off,
Yeah, like your
I just
ass is
don't think
getting
there's,
sued. Your ass is
I
getting
just don't
sued.
think
You're
there's
paying for the
too,
wedding.
yeah, there's too many people that can do that. I'm sure it's happened. I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but man,
You're
I
you,
feel
you're
like it
paying for this.
happens all the time in movies, and it's just like every time you see it, you're like, dang, that's a
Yeah,
lot.
if I'm the
That
guy standing up there, man, you're getting that. I'm not helping out with anything. I'm not paying for this. I'm not paying for no damn flowers. I'm not paying for no seat
well,
covers. I'm not
and
paying for
that's
anything.
Joe Jameson's like calls his wife and says, "Hey, tell him don't open up that caviar."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Never mind the fact that his son is like probably devastated at this point. He's like,
Mhm.
"Hey, don't open up that caviar."
And once again, that's a perfect opportunity to, like, that guy could have helped bring in Venom, or he could have been Venom.
Yeah,
I
I
know
agree.
Venom is Eddie Brock and all that, but there's something that you could have done with his character, and I thought they were at the time back when this movie came out. I thought they were going to bring in Venom through this guy in some form or
I
fashion,
agree.
So
I agree.
oh well.
Yeah, so I mean that's Spider-Man 2. Like you said, the first two movies are great. Definitely A plus for sure.
Yeah, I'm giving it a.
Um, lot of fun, a lot of good things going on. Some stupid stuff, but it wasn't enough to take us out. I
Mm-hmm.
saw both of these in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, I saw the third one in the theater as well. Um, yeah, I always enjoyed this. I definitely enjoyed these. I enjoyed watching these again. I showed both of them to my kids so they could check them out. They
Yeah,
of course they love Holland better, but I'm like, you guys don't know anything.
well, they probably didn't grow up with like remember, like we grew up at a time where we didn't have this. Like all of these movies and all of these characters, all we had was the Spider-Man movie. I mean the Superman movies and the Batman movies. And that was
Yep.
pretty much it. Up until 2000, that's when all of these movies came out. Or you can even take it to 98, 99 when Blade came out. So your kids and my kids, they're they're just spoiled with all of the different characters that have movies now.
Yeah,
So
I
we
know.
we appreciate when these movies started coming out. This movie, the X-Men movie, the first Fantastic Four. Actually, I like both of those Fantastic Four movies, the first one and the second one. I didn't really have an issue with them. So,
So did I.
you know what, man? I was looking at another podcast. I don't remember these guys' name, but they were talking about one of my favorite movies of all time, Back to the Future, right?
Heck
And
yeah.
the question they asked on their show was, how did Doc Brown get inside of the DeLorean the very first time? So, we see Marty get to Twin Pines Mall and he's seeing Einstein, and the next thing you know, the truck opens and Doc Brown comes out, right? But the DeLorean's wings, the doors open this way. So Doc couldn't have gotten inside that truck. He could have gotten into the DeLorean from inside the truck. So
Yep.
he must have been from outside and drove into the truck and brought the door back up and waited for Marty to come to bring it back down so they could drive out. I never
Man, I'm
ever
about to
thought
rewatch that. That's crazy.
as
That's
many times
crazy.
I saw that, I never thought about that. That was pretty funny. I wish I could get those guys credit on their podcast, but I have no idea. I saw it on TikTok and thought I would tell you about that. So, all right, man.
That's fun.
Spider-Man 3 is next. This is going to be the kind of like the wrap up of this series, even though some of these characters are going to make a return in the future. We'll get to that another time. But Spider-Man 3, this is going to. I have not seen this movie a lot. If I
Me
can think
neither.
off the top of my head, I can think of probably maybe twice I've seen this movie. So this might make the third time. So I don't know it like I knew these two movies. This one I'm
Yeah,
going to
me
have to
too.
pay close attention to, and maybe over time, maybe these movies might be a little bit better than I remember. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We'll have to wait and see.
All right, and then on Fist Kicks and Flicks, what are we watching again? Tapped Out, right?
Yep, tapped out.
All right. You know what? You and Angel did the one. I saw the one time back when it first came out, and I don't remember it. So I was listening to it, and I stopped the podcast after about a half an hour. Like, I want to rewatch this movie, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on it too. So when we do Fist Kicks and Flicks next week, I'm going to give my review of the one with you guys, and then we'll get into Tapped Out. So we'll do it that way.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds
All
good.
right. Any closing remarks, Joe?
Oh man, I'm good. This was fun.
All right, cool. All right, everyone. Stay safe, stay strong, and stay super. And we will holler at you next week, and I will play our music.